Hey family, it's African on Sorenco, and I'm back at you with another video. So family, I'm coming to you today to talk about the continuing efforts of white America, who is still protesting against the President Donald Trump, who most of them voted for, and now they're uh, in a hissy fit about the things that he's doing. So it says anti Trump protesters turn out to rallies in New York, Washington, and across other cities. Opponents of President Donald Trump's administration took to the streets of communities large and small across the U.S. on Saturday, decrying what they see as threats to the nation's democratic ideals. The disparate events range from a march through Midtown Manhattan and a rally in front of the White House to a demonstration at the Massachusetts commemoration marking the start of the American Revolutionary War over 250 years ago. In San Francisco, protesters formed a human banner reading Impeach and Remove on the sands of Ocean Beach overlooking the Pacific Ocean. Thomas Basford, who was among those who joined demonstrations at the reenactment of the battles of Lexington and Concord outside of Boston. The shot heard round the world on April 19, 1775, heralded to the start of the nation's war for independence from Britain. The 80-year-old retired Mason from Maine said he believed Americans today are under attack from their own government and need to stand up against it. This is a very perilous time in America for liberty, Basford said, as he attended the event with his partner, daughter, and two grandsons. I wanted the boys to learn about the origins of this country and that sometimes we have to fight for freedom. So I'm going to stop it right there so that I can say a few things about this, okay? And give my commentary. Number one, what the gentleman said is, I just want to make sure I get it exactly as he said. He said that he believed that Americans today are under attack from their own government. When the government was attacking only black citizens, its black citizens, where was the outrage at then? Where was the outrage at when the government bombed its own black citizens for no reason? Where was the outrage then? In fact, over 100 years later, and there were three survivors from the Oklahoma City the bombing on Black Wall Street. There were three. Now there's only I believe two because the third one had passed away. They had sequestered um, the Congress to pay reparations to them because of what they endured during those times that occurred, and they were denied, yet there is proof that this occurred and what happened. Where was the outrage then, okay? There was none. There's no outrage when black people are being unalived at the hands of white supremacists. So I'm just going to say it like this, family. Okay? While they're protesting, they're not protesting for equality for all. They're only protesting because their equalities and everything that they have successfully had and no one else has is being threatened by their own. They're not protesting the unalivings of unarmed black men. They're not protesting that. They're not outraged by that because that doesn't affect them. They are not protesting about the black boys that are being unalived in America, okay? Young black boys and coming up missing, and black women, young girls and older women being missing in America. There is no outrage for that. They're not outraged at the discrimination that black people suffer on these jobs every day. They're not outraged by that. They don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because many of them are willing participants in being racist towards their black counterparts in the job. That's what they are. Okay. And I've experienced it myself, so I know. They are not outraged at the medical racism that unfortunately black people have to suffer every day, and that black people are allowed to die. I'm sorry, are unalive, allowed to, like I said, that also that many black women who go into labor in these hospitals don't make it out because of medical neglect, because of medical racism. But they're not outraged about that. They're not outraged about how black people are mysteriously found unalived. Like I did a story a couple weeks ago about the two twins in Georgia who mysteriously came up missing and then were found both unalived from gunshot wounds on a mountain that they had never even been to and had no knowledge of. They're not outraged when black young people are being unalived and hurt and uh, attacked. They're not outraged. They're not outraged when Karens call law enforcement on black people who are doing nothing more than minding their own business, shopping, walking, jogging, sitting, having coffee, anything. They're not outraged at those things. Even though white people, and this is statistically proven, okay, this is not my word, this is the word of statistics. So someone gathers the information and records it. Even though white people, okay, commit more crimes, and it is statistically proven, black people are more incarcerated because of uh, committing different crimes and even misdemeanors. So white people predominantly are not even incarcerated for misdemeanors, and now even for many felonies they're not being incarcerated. However, black people are incarcerated, with misdemeanors, felonies, and everything else. And I think anybody who commits a crime should get in trouble. But there are certain crimes that why would you put somebody in jail? Okay, if somebody commits murder, they need to go to jail. Okay, depending on the circumstances. If it was self defense, that's different. But if it's just they're going out there just taking people out, they need to go to jail. Um, if someone steals a loaf of bread because they're hungry and their children are hungry, come on now. I get it. I get it. Some we shouldn't be stealing, but we shouldn't. also, uh, for certain crimes, I'm if you understand what I'm trying to say, they overly put black people in jail. They do. They overly do it. There are crimes that white people are committing that are horrendous, okay? That they're not arrested for immediately. Like the young lady or better yet, like the older man who shot through the door and almost killed. I think the young boy was like 15 or 16 years old. He was looking to pick up his sibling, his younger sibling. His parents had sent him, and the man didn't. The man was released. The man maybe did a few days in jail and they released him. You understand? If a child walked to my door or anybody's door, your door, a white child, and you shot through the door and almost killed that child, you're going to prison for attempted you know what, okay? And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But they commit all of these horrendous crimes, yet they don't serve time, many times often. The only reason they arrested the unaliver of George Floyd was because people began to make a whole big deal about it. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, and then the resources that are taken out the black community. They're not outraged about that and put into rerouted to the white communities. They're not outraged about those things at all, but they are outraged when they're being affected. See? So, yeah, that's why black people are not out there protesting, and we will not be out there protesting for anyone. And if the time should come that we will go back out there, it will be on our own benefit and no one else's. Period and point blank. It's ridiculous. It really is ridiculous. Yeah, it would be an ideal thing for everybody to come together, but it's not going to happen because everybody has bias against black people, and they feel that it is their responsibility to try and mistreat black people. And so now we're not having it anymore. We're done with that. And if you're gonna come, you better come correctly, or we're gonna have something for you, okay? And that's period and point blank. You're not coming and put your hands on us. You're not coming and doing whatever you want. See, white people living in a time in their minds, that they want to go back to where they feel they can do whatever they want to do to black people. But that time is done and it's over. And and believe, trust and believe, keep your hands to yourself, because many of these states that are stand your ground gonna have more cases, like the Carmelo Anthony case. If you putting your hands on people, keep your hands to yourselves. And we will keep ours to ourselves. And we must conduct ourselves as adults, not children. Children learn from a young age. Keep your hands to yourself, Billy. Don't put your hands on anybody. Jessica, okay? Mary, don't touch people if they don't want to be touched. They're taught these things, okay? No one should have to teach a grown ass adult, don't put your hands on people, okay? But that's what they want to go back to, family, because that's where the mind is. But it's not happening. And I'm here to say it's never happening. Right, family? Thanks so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. And it helps the algorithm to get it out there, the videos out there, where more people will come and watch. And we thank you so much. We thank you for the support that you are giving us. We are so appreciative. And we really, really love you guys and are happy to be building a family, because that's what we are. We're family globally, all over the world. Whether you're from Jamaica, whether you're Haitian, African, I don't care, African American, Black Britain, we are family. Afro Latina, Afro Latino, we are all one. All right, family, one love, and be blessed. Take care. Bye bye.